People don't know this, but Angelo Ruggiero, this guy right here, quack quack, he's the guy that all the mafia documentaries pretty much blame for the FBI beginning their wiretap investigation into Gotti and Gene Gotti prior to Gotti Sr. taking over the family and killing Paul Castellano. He's the one who's credited with starting the conflict between Castellano and the John Gotti, Neil Della Croce faction of the family over the tape situation. As you know, Angelo Ruggiero didn't want to give the tapes over to Paul Castellano because he feared that Castellano would not only find out that the Gotti crew was bad-mouthing him behind his back, but was also engaged in heavy drug trafficking. Alright, a lot of people don't know that Angelo Ruggiero actually had a brother named Salvatore. This is him. He was a complete antithesis to Angelo Ruggiero. He was thin, muscular, he was into working out, he was into eating healthy. This is a mugshot from 1971. And Salvatore Ruggiero is the guy who Angelo Ruggiero wanted to be. He was the guy who initially started selling heroin. He was a massive kingpin. He was a millionaire. He actually owned legitimate companies overseas. He owned a particular company in Liberia, which is a country in Africa. He was in the process of opening up a McDonald's franchise, and he had been a huge heroin dealer from the 70s up until his death in the early 80s. He actually died on the run, on the lam from the law in an airplane accident. He died in an airplane accident. And how this ties into the whole the FBI wiretap situation is Angelo Ruggiero wasn't a drug dealer, or he wasn't a big drug dealer, or he wasn't a full-time drug dealer until his brother died. When his brother died, he actually became a drug dealer because his brother had a lot of money on the streets. A lot of people owed him money, and he had a few stashes of drugs. So Angelo Ruggiero actually got on the FBI's radar for drugs when he had a conversation with somebody. This person said to Angelo, "Gene found the heroin," meaning Gene Gotti found the stash of Salvatore Ruggiero. And once the FBI heard that particular statement on the wiretap, they totally changed the focus of their investigation. Instead of just listening to Angelo Ruggiero just to find out general information about the Gambinos, they shifted their focus to a narcotics investigation. And basically, Salvatore Ruggiero died. He was a millionaire kingpin. He's credited with starting the Pizza Connection. He was one of the originators of the Pizza Connection, and he used to get a lot of heroin from Canada. He was a $1 million heroin dealer, and when he died, he still had quantities of heroin still out there on the streets. And Angelo Ruggiero and Gene Gotti actually obtained this heroin and took on his contacts, and basically Angelo Ruggiero took over his brother's operation. And when the FBI heard someone tell Angelo Ruggiero, "Hey, we found the heroin in your brother's house," the FBI shifted their investigation from just learning different things in general about the Gambinos to a heroin investigation. So had Salvatore Ruggiero never died, I don't think that all of the culminating events would have happened, and I don't think that Angelo Ruggiero getting arrested for selling drugs would have snowballed into Paul Castellano getting killed. And the Gambinos had no idea that Salvatore Ruggiero was a drug dealer. He was a part of the Gambinos. I think he was a made man in the Gambinos, but they were unaware of the fact that he was a drug dealer. However, he was on the lam from the law when he died in the airplane accident. So basically you can trace all of the bad misfortunes that happened to the Gambino family, specifically the Gotti faction, to him. Once he died, and once Angelo Ruggiero and Gene Gotti took over his operation, that's when the FBI learned that, these guys were big-time heroin dealers. Alright, peace.